Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined once again by the English welterweight champion Ekow Essuman. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you, Danny. How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks. This weekend, obviously bittersweet for you, or maybe more bitter than anything else, in that you should have been challenging for the British welterweight title as the mandatory challenger. Unfortunately, champion Chris Jenkins suffered a perforated eardrum in sparring a couple of weeks ago and was forced out of the clash. How long have you known about it? Did you find out around 2 weeks ago, the same as the rest of us?
Yeah, I found out a couple of days after it happened. I heard whispers about it, and I wasn't sure what was going on until we heard, um, obviously, from the right people, just confirming that he'd got injured and he wouldn't be able to make the fight because he got obviously done in sparring, or his eardrum got done in sparring.
Yeah, how did you feel when you first heard? You must have been pretty disappointed.
Oh yeah, you can't really put words to it. I know he put out an interview. I didn't watch it, but I saw the highlights of it, where he was just like saying how good he was, and kind of just like it just puts a spanner in the works for both our camps. But health is wealth, and it is what it is. Like at the end of the day, he's got an injury. I don't want to beat a British champion that's injured and can come up with an excuse of, I wasn't 100% that this was wrong with me, that was wrong with me. So I wish him good health. And when he's healthy and the bout is ready, then he's going to get all the smoke and pent up energy, and he's going to pay for making me wait.
Were any efforts made, to your knowledge, to keep you on the show against the substitute opponent?
um, Not fully, not fully, no, because I think the promotion really wants this fight to go ahead, so they didn't want to like risk it in any way, shape, or form. Because I think initially with his injury, it was said that he would try and get us on as soon as possible. So there wasn't really much point in me having a fight, and then possibly like say if he's okay to fight next month at some point, then I'd be jumping into that fight again.
Yeah, well, not only that, the last thing you need is a cut or something like that, from
Yeah,
a head
exactly.
clash and that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So have you
It
been
would have just
given?
been a glorified spa, if anything.
Well, yeah, but we all know what can happen in spars, as Chris
Oh
Jenkins has
yes,
proved,
yeah. Chris Jenkins knows.
unfortunately. Have you been given any indication of when it might be? Obviously, Frank's got a show at the end of April, and there's others coming in May.
I'd love to be on the show at the end of April. That's the Denzel Bentley and Felix Cash show.
Mm.
Same point. I'd love to be on the May shows, and I know there's a couple of May shows, but all in all, I've got to wait till he sees the doctor, and the doctor gives him the okay to fight, and if not, then and wait and see how long the doctor gives him, because apparently I've heard it was quite a bad the popped eardrum. I mean, I've suffered from them in the past. Mine have never been bad to the point that you're waking up with a bit of blood coming out of it. So, like, yeah, wish him well, and that's all I can say, really.
You haven't fought since September, but there's people out there, of course, that haven't fought throughout the pandemic, particularly in the small hall circuit. So how do you weigh it up? Do you feel kind of blessed to have been in action, or are you still kind of frustrated that you haven't been able to get some momentum going, or more
You know
momentum?
what? Like, I'm just blessed to have gotten that action. Re Kind of reset myself with the feeling of being in the ring. I felt a bit rusty in that last match, so you can only just think for the people that are going to be coming in who haven't fought for even longer, like say the year before, they're just going to be out of it. Like, and you can have as many camps as you want and your hard bars and whatnot, but when you just haven't touched base in the ring in a while, every boxer knows your spars and everything are different to when you're in the ring. So obviously you want to get that quality sparring and whatnot. So when you're in the ring, it'll pay its dividends.
And what's your kind of longer term plan? Because you're going to challenge for the British title. Do you see yourself staying at domestic level for long? You're 31, but you're a fresh 31. Got a young family though, and with your amateur pedigree, I'm sure you've got big ambitions.
Oh yeah, definitely got big ambitions, man. No, I don't, like in that respect, I can't say I don't want to stay around British level, but I do want to push on. But at the end of the day, when I win the British title and everyone's knocking about, and there's going to be so many big fights in terms of people with good ranking and people around about where I'm at, where it will be considered as 50-50 fights. It'll be good for the fans to watch. It'll be good TV. It'll be good for me because I just enjoy it. I want to fight. I want to fight the game kind of live opponents. I want to put on a show for the fans. And at the same point, yes, I want to move on. So, like, as much as I would like to stay at British level and fight really good opposition, I want to push on and go on to world level and fight really good opposition. But at the end of the day, after I win the British title, and I will sit down with Frank Warren and we'll work out the best plan moving forward.
Now, there's a fight taking place this Saturday out in Gibraltar that could have implications towards the British title. You would expect the winner of that clash to be a leading contender for the winner of you and Chris Jenkins. And that's between Chris Kongo and Michael McKinson. Have you had any experience with either of those guys in terms of sparring or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I was on Team GB with Chris Kongo. Yeah, I don't have any or much experience of McKinson. I know people that have sparred him. I know he's a good awkward southpaw. And yeah, I mean that's all you really need to know about him to know what he's about until you start watching his tapes. But on the other hand, I know Kongo as well. Sparred many rounds with him. I remember at one point on GB, I said to him, like, me, you, and the other welterweights, like when we turn pro, like we're all gonna meet each other. Like it's just all part and parcel of the business. But when us lot meet each other, because we're gonna be putting on such good fights, we need to all make sure we get paid to do it because you shouldn't get paid to put on a show for free.
I imagine Chris agreed with that, knowing him.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he did. It was just one of them things. Like, yeah, we're all trained. Let me put it like this: at GB, we all took chunks out of each other. Like people get the better of other people, and then it would go both ways. Like people get best of someone, and someone would get the best of someone else on a different day, and then also. So it was good. It was all good stuff, but obviously prepares you for moving on to bigger and better things.
Well, yeah, the fact that you, Chris, and so many other products of that GB squad have gone on to become successful as professionals shows how important, I suppose, that pedigree still is.
Yeah, exactly. But obviously, not all styles transfer into the pros is good, but we're all doing well so far.
So far, so good. And how do you see that fight kind of panning out at the weekend with Kongo and McKinson? And will you be watching?
Yeah, I'll be watching. You have to watch kind of your peers in this climate and at this time. Yeah, I'll be tuning in. I'll be watching. I'll have my popcorn and see what happens.
Who do you fancy in the fight?
It's based on only knowing one side of them. I'd say Kongo, but I haven't seen that much of McKinson to be able to say, I think he can do this, I think he can do that. But I've seen more of Kongo. And from what I've seen of McKinson, I think it'll be a good match between them two.
And
I do feel Kongo might edge it, but regardless, just gonna wait and see.
And you won an IBF European title in your last fight. Is that the route you're planning to go down when your attention does turn to world level?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, moving up in world level, you got to work on getting your ranking up. So I'll be working on getting my IBF ranking up, and with the British title fight as well. After getting the British, your ranking goes up exponentially and it opens up doors. So yeah, so I mean that's the whole point. Like everything I'm pushing for is to get my ranking up to just progress.
And how's things going in the gym with your team as well? I know it's a a very close knit team. You're always working hard together. How's that all been going, especially since the fight got postponed as well?
Um, it's funny because Derek Kasaze, you were saying the other day, I was sparring you up until this point where the fight was coming up, and I could tell you was readying yourself for the match because you said he was in there with me, and some of my punches were just hella spiteful, and he was like, you know when Ekow's near a match. And no, we just all have a laugh, really. I've just toned it down a little bit because I know that there could be a match fairly soon on the horizon. Well, a rescheduled date fairly soon. So I am, just taking the rest when I need to rest, making sure I'm not going to peak too early, and I can push on as soon as the dates get announced.
It was probably about a month ago now, but it's the first time we've spoken since the boxing world lost Nikki Booth tragically
Yeah,
at a young age, and he's someone that's renowned for what he achieved, particularly for Nottingham boxing, where you're based. Just
yeah.
any kind of reflections on him? And is he someone you watched when you were younger?
Yeah, he was someone that I watched and I knew about because I was good friends with Jason Booth. I'd spent a couple of rounds in the ring with Jason and trained with him, and like they're both really good guys. It's just unfortunate what happened to him, but that's how life goes.
Brilliant. Well, really, really appreciate your time. I hope the fight gets rescheduled as soon as possible, as I'm sure you do. And maybe we can have another chat once that date's in the diary.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure I'll be living in Jenkins' head rent free until that point.
His head's probably not a nice place to be at the moment with a perforated eardrum, to be fair. You'll be making it worse. But no, we wish him a full recovery, and hopefully that fight gets on sooner rather than later.
Yeah, good stuff.
Cheers, Ekow. Take care, mate.
Cheers, Danny.
Speak soon.